Come on, let's go get something to eat.
I heard that over at Mama Lulu's they got a new waitress, blonde with headlights out to here.
Lots of new things in this town recently. Waitresses, sharks, and a gal who calls a taxi and then takes a bath.
Mrparka here to do another review for the Italian Jaws Ripoff week. Today I'll be reviewing the Lamerto Bava classic film, Monster Shark, aka Devilfish. Anyways, Bava had to do one of these flicks. Bava's famous for Demons, of course, which Dario Argento produced, and among other things, Blade in the Dark, tons of films. He's the son of Mario Bava, and it seems like almost every Italian director at the time did one of these movies. But anyways, Monster Shark, I will say the most positive thing about it, it's not a bad movie, it's very entertaining. The most positive thing about it is the monster. The monster is absolutely the most terrifying monster of the bunch I've seen this week. Part octopus, part prehistoric shark type deal, and not this crappy sharktopus, which is the shark with tentacles. This thing looks pretty realistic, except maybe when it surfaces it looks a little hokey, but for the most part, underwater shots of it are actually terrifying.
Telecamera. Look at the monitor. Well?
I don't see anything.
It's getting near. It's almost off the bow. 15 degrees to port.
Bob! There's something on the screen! See it?
Yes. It might be him, but the picture isn't very clear.
Look! Look! Oh my God. Bob, it's coming right at us.
Look at that. I can't believe it. Look at those tentacles. A shark with tentacles.
Bob, it's right underneath us.
I know!
What happens is there's this creature killing fishermen and people in the water in this located area, and these marine biologists or whatever they are trying to figure out what it is and where it is. And of course we have the sheriff who wants to kill it, kind of like Killer Crocodile, where we have the law enforcement figures or the somebody trying to kill it and somebody trying to protect it and save it. After a while they realize it doesn't need protection because it's not actually what they think originally. There's some scientific espionage and stuff like that going on, and who's trusting who. This movie also has the kind of subplot where, you know, they hire a goon to try to take care of the people so they don't spill any evidence out and stuff like that. The goon reminds me of an Italian poor man's Ray Wise, but he's really cheap and he's dubbed over and his voice is like, "Hey guys." He's just got like this deep, unneeded voice. It's pretty funny.
What are you up to, Miller? What are you doing here?
Surprised, huh?
Tell your boss that he can't afford to fool around like this. His time is up.
He don't feel that way. Come here.
But he tends to be a real creep, and most of his victims seem to be women. So he's really just a low-life scumbag, and he does that part well. This film also has the guy from Massacre at Dinosaur Valley, Blast Fighter, which I have not seen, but I've seen Massacre at Dinosaur Valley, and of course he's in one of the post-apocalyptic movies. These are the only 4 movies he's done were all Italian ripoffs. He's actually pretty good in it.
Bob? Janet! It's all right. Janet, it's all right. It's all right. It's us. You're safe. Easy, easy. You're all right.
Like I said, the highlight of this movie is the monster. The music's fairly decent as well. But I actually found myself being quite terrified of the monster when I actually did see it. The tentacles look very real. The deaths are actually pretty decent as well. The monster tends to maim people, tear them in half, bite off their legs, stuff like that. At the end, there's a great climax where they have a showdown with the monster, and several cops are killed. One's head's bitten off. But I'd really like to see who did the special effects on this for the monster. I didn't really check it out, but it's better than The Killer Crocodile, which is by De Rossi, which is I consider the best guy of the time. But yeah, if you haven't seen Monster Shark, check it out. This edition right here is a German release. It is in English and German. It's in full screen. I'm sure there's a lot of editions of this floating around from different countries. None in the United States, however, maybe a bootleg. But the thing about this film, I believe there's two different cuts, Devilfish and Monster Shark. I saw the Monster Shark cut, of course. It had some decent amount of gore in there, so I'm saying that this one seems to be uncut, but like I said, there's a couple different edits, so it's really hard to tell. But this is one of the better of the Italian Jaws ripoffs, but to be honest, I haven't seen one bad one yet. I mean, they're bad, but they're just highly entertaining, and I never get bored with them. But that is Monster Shark, great monster, decent cast, good music, good shots. A lot of different shots in this film that you wouldn't expect really to be so seriously, like they actually were experimenting a little bit with some of their camera shots. But thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.